What's going on, traders? Yeah, just want to get on here and share the trading day with you. Got a bunch of I'm actually going to get in on that right now. I've been kind of stalking this this NASDAQ trade here for a while. That might be the new higher low to stop this downtrend. So to kind of do a quick little recap here, let's just start showing the stats and everything so everybody can be kind of on the same page of everything. So basically today's been a pretty good day. About hit the 1% on each of those 100K accounts. These are eval accounts. Once you hit a certain profit target, then you pass the evaluation, pay an activation fee, and then you're trading with 100 grand of real money. Well, this account here, actually with Apex, is offering like a 250K account for like $15. If you use like the discount code in the description between this time frame, as long as the special is going on, you can really load up. But like anyway, so once you pass the eval, then you pay the activation fee, real money. So the only difference between the eval and the actual account, as far as like what this looks like, is it just says a PA in front of the account number, but everything else is all the same. So this 150K account I use just for the power hour here, so I already got it up about $600. But what we got going on with NASDAQ today is new highs, all-time highs actually. So let's kind of just get rid of all this shit for now. Let's get the let's get the 1 minute chart up here. We got 3 minute, and so let's mark this. This high right here is the highest NASDAQ has ever been. The downtrend that was kind of going on after the like a week or so of just really shitty consolidated trading finally has like a definitive end. And now with the power hour really kicking off, we had really all of this morning has just been an awesome bull trend straight up after busting those highs with some CPI news or whatever this morning. And so right about 2 o'clock hit this high. Getting back into it now. Our positioning is let me just get that going. So I like to see the actual stop loss and everything. And this is an NQ position. I got a full contract on it. Haven't placed the stop loss yet. Probably should, but NQ basically just runs $5 a tick. MNQ, you can get reduced size, which is nice. But with this 150K count, with the unchallenged high, not even during power hour, I'm expecting this to, once that bottom is like firmly established, who knows what will happen as far as this thing taking off, you know, because all-time highs right during power hour, we'll see. We're not gonna jinx it with you know, making a bunch of mental resistance about what's going on, but being up 500 for the day on this particular account, I'm probably going to risk all of it. Maybe not. Maybe just 250. I'm just going to hold it. You know, typically after trending markets, that there's a period of consolidation where, you know, people have a lot of uncertainty whether or not it's going to keep going up. You know, a lot of times you break a new high, that is immediately followed by a huge short. So that's something to be really mindful about. We're going to use the price action to really get a vibe of what this auction environment's, you know, if you think of it like an auction, And really the thing that's getting auctioned is the price. And so there's a lot of trickery that can happen in auction environments with emotions. Like, oh, I could be, bidding for a $20 bill and spend like $30 for it just because of emotions. It's something that happens. So we're going to hope to hit that high and have a breakout, but really that kind of goes against the strategy I normally operate under, which is don't chase breakouts. And when it gets to that record highs, not to have a contract on it, but have a sell on there. But we'll see. We'll see if this is starting to look weak or strong, or we'll get a vibe of what the room's doing. I can't imagine after this big bull run during midday, a lot of guys aren't even looking at the charts during that time of day. I keep an eye on the charts, but I'm also trying to pass these evaluations and everything else. I'm getting closer and closer each day. I've been funded before with Apex. It was just wasn't the right time in my trading journey to keep it. There's too much. I was making too many unconscious things still. I actually had it profitable for the first few days, but then I started trying to force trades, and then things got squirrely. Looks like we're forming a wedge. A little bit of movements, as far as like bullishness. By bullishness, if you're new to trading, it means price going up. On the 1 minute, it looks like it just broke out of those previous highs. It would be awesome to capture a NASDAQ bull run on a live stream. For anybody that hasn't seen, with it being midday is a little bit different than like during opening, like the open. Like if you catch a bull run in the open, it can shoot up hundreds and hundreds of points just like ridiculously fast, like faster than it even seems possible. You could go from sitting here just moving $5 a tick, 45, 50 to it's going 300, 500, 7. It's just like blasting off. It's like, what the fuck? And it's just, you almost have to prep yourself for that kind of stuff, because when it happens, it can be like here and then gone. And so if you're not quick at like a quick decision, do I keep it or do I let it ride? A lot of times, the ones that hesitate, I shouldn't rhyme that because people from church probably might be listening. Try not to be totally offensive if I can maybe help it, but it's important to keep your mind kind of in the right frame. If you're new to trading, the P&L can really kind of, I think part of why I've gotten good at reading the price action is from using it just as an indicator, because it's gone against me so many times in like the first swing of this trading journey. But you can tell a lot about the momentum and just the overall, if you're seeing big moves up, multiple ticks at one time. But then the hard part about trading is when, you might be up $100, and if you're not used to just the scale of some of these accounts, you could like start triggering like fears of loss. Like if you see like moving like to like 100 or 200, and then it starts dwindling back down. You know, if you're still in that kind of mindset of like, shit, $200, you know, that's like $20 an hour, and that makes like all day's worth of work for $200. And then when it disappears, just as it ebbs and flows, they can kind of fuck with your head. You know, if you are going to use like your own money, like to trade with, I would recommend doing like $1,000 account, and just try to use it as a scale model for like 100K. I never paper traded when I first started trading. I just went straight into it. You know, if you have like no money whatsoever, and I would paper trade and get good at it, just like in a simulator, before spending any type of real money on it. I needed it to have something on the line like that to be engaged. Because a big part of trading is the emotions. If you can bring the same vibe you have in a simulator to like the actual thing, like that same level of not giving a shit, it'll serve you, you know, pretty well, because you won't start being reactive to fear, and stick to the game plan. Like this position right here, it's possible to hit it like $1,000 pretty easily. One contract. And it looks like it's about to break out. So to visualize that for you guys, where are we at? 18,681. So that's the record high. Oops. Our position is 18,681. 18. Gotta look around the microphone here. Sorry. So that's where we got in on this position right here. We can't see it on this chart because this is MNQ and this is NQ. It's measuring the same stuff. It's just this one is a tenth of the price of this one per tick. And so 100 ticks is a breakout. So once we reach that level, that's $1,000 of profit, which will make this account $1,500 of profit today, closer to the goal of passing the eval. But really, it's more about just getting back to the base camp and not really giving a shit about the eval, or, you know, if is it funded, who cares? You know, it's just like you get to a point with it where it's just more about just like the game of it. And so now we're getting up there. The only place for this to go is these record highs. And it really just depends on whether or not it breaks them. It really just depends on this, what's going to happen next, in my opinion at least. So this zone right here that I'm drawing, for me as a trader, is really going to make or break either holding this position or just cutting it for maybe a $700 winner. It really just depends. We're floating up like a slow moving balloon, drifting higher and higher. You can start to tell by the bottoms of the wicks. In uptrends, if you're looking for the uptrend, you're seeing higher low, higher low, higher low. For the sells, a lot of times you look at the tops of the wicks to see that they're making new lows. And we have this break of the candlesticks here, which shows weakness in the sellers. I wouldn't want to be selling if it was doing this right now. I'd be out of it. And if I shorted it up here and I was just still holding it, hoping it was going to drop, the way it's looking to me is like, ugh, this is turning around. I don't want to be holding a short on the fucking tip top of NASDAQ, especially at this time of day. I'm going to get rid of these things. I don't like a bunch of crap on the charts. We're going to keep holding up. I'll make this a different color. I think green. Green's always good on these charts. That's appealing. I'm not liking the weakness at the moment in the 1 minute chart, but it's closing above the body. But really, as long as it's above that low right there, it doesn't really matter all that much what it's doing right now. To me, you know, to some people it might be, Mike, that's, how dare you say that? That's a bottom teacup formation. Didn't you know? Yeah, everybody sees this thing a little different. I'm gonna get out of it. I'm also anticipating a short, you know, and so I'm going to switch this from full contract size to MNQ. I'm going to wait for this to go up a little bit. Because I'm not liking this weakness. And I wouldn't be surprised if it tanks. But with it being up here like that, that's actually more of our game plan. So I'm gonna see what we can do as far as, we're just gonna do half position size. We'll see what it does, because we don't want to get trapped either. This is the scary spot for a lot of people to be in. All-time highs. I'm just going to go ahead and short out. I'll measure this guy. I'm going to do a quick 25 tick stop, just because I'm still not 100% sure that it might not try to go above that high and have a bull run. But 15 minutes in, yeah, that high is a bit lower or higher. I have a lot of uncertainty right now, so that's why I get dialed the position size down a little bit. Just the way it's moving seems pretty weak. the frustrating part of like having like big green days or big red days in the charts is if you don't capitalize on it right. Probably pretty close to getting stopped out. But we'll see what happens. This is following more of the game plan. But yeah, I mean, big bull run on NASDAQ. Okay, I'm gonna see what happens. I still am kind of thinking short, but and that's just because like the risk to reward. Do another 25 tick. I'm gonna get out of that. I want to chase the breakout, but I'm just gonna wait. Because this is like all-time high, and it's a lot more likely it's gonna get shorted. Then catch a breakout. So we got 488 still for the day. This will probably be the last trade here. Let's see what this does. I got half position size. Shorting the all-time high. It could have a breakout and just freaking take off. But if this shows any type of weakness and doesn't, you know, it could drop down quite a bit. Let's get a better visual here. And that first one got shorted on the 1 minute candle. Closed red with a doji. It's testing the high. Broke up. Let's ride that for the breakout. Let's do one contract at a time. There. This will be the last trade. Let's just see what happens here. 433. Let's see if we catch this big breakout. I couldn't resist it with all-time highs. Let's just see what this does. I can't resist. And that's just real low risk too, just for my other account that I normally trade with in the morning. just one mini. This is only moving 50 cents a tick. This is moving $2.50 a tick, because every time it moves. So we just broke all-time highs in NASDAQ. It's never been this high before. Remember this day. Because in a few more days, it'll do it again. So far, the breakout has been pretty lame. Is that all we're gonna get? Just a little kiss there at the top. You know, the exciting thing is like anything could happen. I mean, it could start to skyrocket, could drop hundreds of points. The 1 minute. So I got the 1 minute to the left, and then the 3 minute to the right. The 3 minute is helpful for keeping the bigger picture in mind. It's easy to get lost and confused in the 1 minute just going back and forth, and really it's when you start being indecisive and getting chopped up between the highs and the lows, going back and forth. That's what really starts to get some big losses doing that. And so I want to just make a firm commitment, and that makes it easier on the 3 minute. Plus, a lot of options traders, from what I hear, trade 3 minute charts, and so just to be on the same like wavelength as more people. I'm tempted to buy another position, but you know, you can interpret these dojis on like some level as like being just indecisiveness. Like, is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? The more it doesn't go down right now, the more confident the buying opportunity is that it's not just going to flush. That's how I take it. You know, trading NASDAQ, you know, a lot of times it hits that next high and then flushes down quick. But if it's not flushing and it's holding in a doji, makes me feel like there's more strength in the bullishness continuing, because this has been a weak ass move. I mean, yeah, how many points is that? This isn't even not even 100 points. If the bottom falls out now, I'm gonna cut it. Really just seeing if it holds this level or not. I'm not gonna lose any more now. I'm gonna walk away. I'll walk away and not look at the charts till tomorrow. I'm not gonna feel like I missed out on nothing. Even if it skyrockets 500 points, it's done. One last little push. If it doesn't do shit, I'm out of it. I'm getting out of them. Make sure to close your working orders in Quantower. Those things can be landmines just waiting to go off. You know, as you have like take profits and everything. Look at this siren song of this thing. It just wants to just draw you back in. I don't know. This whole thing is acting so fucking weak. Yeah, that's the new high. That's the newest high that's ever been. Okay, the siren song. And this is a good time, folks, to stop listening to Mike, because starting to just click buttons here. I'm just waiting for that freaking that 318. What did I just do? Okay. I'm getting out of this. I'm going to put in a short. And then we're gonna just be done. We're going to be done. We are not going to give up any more profit out of this account today. We'll see. This is the game plan anyway, except for, you know, the degenerate in me just wants to, well, just one more. Progress, not perfection, but we'll see. Yeah, typically it makes a lot more sense to short all-time highs. Starting to make lower lows and lower lows. And the highs are getting lower and lower. The bottom of this channel is kind of like a buy zone though. Really taking a sell here. I mean, that barely even broke that high. I don't know. I think the move might actually be down. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So 100 ticks right there. And that big of a drop would be $1,000. But the danger zone is kind of where we're at right now, because it also could be get a bottom and then shoot up. But we're halfway through the power hour, so who knows what's going to happen. If we disregard the momentum and energy that was like what we were experiencing earlier in that big bull run and just came to this fresh, then this is just the chart that you've seen. You have basically an uptrend, sideways range, barely barely breaking that all-time high after dawdling around in chop and indecision on whether or not it's going to go higher and higher. Yeah, and looking into short, I mean, I was thinking that bull run would have been shoo. It kept pace with what it was doing earlier. But I think a lot of that was carrying that same energy from earlier to the present moment. Which kind of distorted my expectation. On the 3-minute here, it's a lot of bearish energy going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The bottom might be falling out, but this is kind of a support zone where we're at. It really depends on what happens in the next couple moves, really. But I know my classic mistake is chasing breakouts. I feel safer being in a short at record highs right now than thinking about going for another attempt at a bull run. I don't know, but you never know. Pretty much do or die for this position. I'm gonna hold it, just because I just don't feel like it's very strong. And if it was going to go for a breakout to the high again, and that was as good as it's going to do, I mean, that was pathetic. And you see on the 1 minute, look at that. Didn't even clear that. Be really mindful what's going on right here, because that didn't breach that low. But this still looks like another good selling opportunity to get in as it's bouncing back up. Keep an eye on the price action to see what the sentiment is. I mean, each tick, it's $5, so it's starting to drop. That was a big drop. On the 1 minute over here, it looks weak as shit. That just closed. Didn't even break the high. You guys hear a rooster? That's actually a rooster in the yard. We got 2 minutes until 15-minute candlestick closes. One minute, it's getting ready to close bearish. I'm feeling really confident in this position at the moment. It's kind of the danger zone, but the way it's just, the energy just is different. Yeah, we're not cracking this new low though. So that would be the next big kick in the nuts, is the bottom dropping out more. If it doesn't drop out more, I'm going to get out of the position, because it's a good sign then that if you watch the bottoms of the wicks for uptrends, it'd be more of this wick right now. Whether or not I'll get, yeah, I'm just gonna keep holding it because it keeps breaking the lows. And really, the way it's looking now, if it was going to bounce off of, I mean, we got that little bit to get through, and I can imagine this would go very fast, because once it breaks those lows and the bottom falls out, everybody's going to shit their pants trying to sell and close the position. Yeah, because you gotta keep in mind, you know, some people have been holding this all day. And some people have been holding it since lunch. Others have been holding it for however long. So everybody's kind of has the same thought of a breakout. But if that breakout doesn't come, and the longer we dawdle around, so that didn't break the new low. You know, I mean, it kind of just depends on what's going on now. Since we didn't break those lows, it shot back up, and we'll see if people look at that as a selling opportunity to grab those and try to ride it down even more. Because if that closes bearish, then the next place is this thing is these. But you know, everybody's kind of waiting to see if it catches a bottom. Like if this is the bottom, then it'll just keep going up higher. But if this drops through that, then this will be the new high, and it's going to just keep dropping. So that's why you see a lot of indecision, I believe, like right now. Because typically, in bull markets, you sell at the top and you buy them after they crash. You don't just keep buying them at the top hoping for a breakout. And so we got 17 seconds left on this candle. Let's see what this does. This is a pretty important candle, because the highs are still getting shorted and they're not breaching these highs. and that just closed like that. It's kind of just starting to form a wedge, but the tops are a lot more uniform, while the bottoms are more chaotic. There's a lot more strength in the sellers, but so the next area, now that it's rejected up there, is the previous low and this resistance right here, or the support that's holding. It hit here, it bounced, it hit here and bounced. So we got to clear this zone next. If it drops beneath that, then the next area, really once it breaks out, then we're down to the low of the swing down here. I don't know, that was for an old position. So with the 3-minute chart, you can see the bigger picture. Because you can start getting lost in the so that new low wasn't lower than these guys yet. So they're still, they're thinking, oh, this isn't the bottom, and now it's going to go up again. But every time it's been lower and lower and lower. And keep our little measuring stick there, because that's all we need to get 1,000. Well, that just fell off a cliff. And that's a big. We're done going for the breakout. Well, not really, because if it didn't clear that level down here, there's still a threat of it being tempting. Like it's tempting to put a buy-in down here and maybe get a breakout. That was a big stop loss wipe, which could mean a gigantic move higher, but we'll see how it does over here on the 1-minute chart. As long as it doesn't break that candle, as long as it holds beneath that. And it's even getting shorted down here at that wick. But it blasted through those lows like nothing. So there's not a whole lot there anymore. So now we'll go to this next one. So the next low, or really a opportunity for maybe it goes for a breakout. I mean, we're almost at the end of the day. It would be down in here, but if it breaks those lows even, I'm hoping to catch that big nosedive. And see, it's not making new highs. Still under. So this will be that push to the downside now, to at least that wick. But as it's seeming more and more likely, I mean, it just broke through all that level. We're going to the low of the swing. And then there's I mean, we've been really bullish all day. It wouldn't shock me if it retraces, a big portion of that. It's moving $5 a tick. Hoping to get 100 ticks at least. You know, if it starts really dropping, it can go very fast. As everybody's like, oh shit, we're not having a breakout for record highs. You know, no one wants to be left holding a bag at the top of the hill. See if that gets shorted. Yeah, that was a power move there. It did break those previous highs, but it didn't break that level. And the next candle, it just has been shoving it down ever since. I'm getting out of this. I think this is the move. Quick change of plan. The reason I did that is just because those bottoms started getting stronger and it started overtaking those previous lows. And like a sucker, I got induced into being in this position for freaking $175 loss so far. But that's okay. We got short memories and we change size very easily. The market has been kind of volatile after market close. And this is gonna be it, folks. I can't keep be this undisciplined on what we're doing here. About give away all the profit that we had today. I guess that doesn't matter if we catch a huge breakout on record highs. Be ready to close out if that doesn't come close to overtaking it. Just use the price action as like a kind of the best guide here. The finger on the button. Keep an eye on the price action on the 1 minute chart, but that started looking like a higher low. In hindsight here, you can kind of see it. Now that all this has happened. Basically, this is the move right now. It either goes or it doesn't. This thing closes. We got 28 seconds. If it doesn't close strong, I'm closing it and we'll be done. It's got to be above that wick. That was fairly strong. The lows weren't breached. Now they have been. Shit. I'm just going to get out of it. I'm just going to walk away with $58 still remaining. That's why I like to separate these accounts too, because the morning was really nice, you know, and then yeah, the thing with these big bull runs, energy really starts changing, and it's hard to let one series of events go and keep chasing and everything else. And you can see what happens when you do that. So with that being said, you know, appreciate everybody liking, sharing, subscribing, all the social networking things, and until tomorrow, God bless.